Hey everybody, welcome. I got a guest with me. Say hello, Shadyvox.
Hello, world.
Yes, first time on Kirblog. Thank you for joining me.
Hopefully, it won't be the last time.
It will be. Well,
Oh,
no,
great.
it will be. It will be if you misbehave, but we'll see.
Well, you
won't.
brought me on knowing how I am, so
Okay, so we've been recording stuff this week,
Yes.
possibly for the second season of a particular thing.
Possibly.
maybe. And we've been catching up a lot and shooting the shit
and
for a
touching
while.
touching each other.
as we do.
Yeah.
And I forget exactly. Oh no, because you showed me the Vine Sauce thing, and I was like, hey, Shady and I are both big aficionados of Rareware video games from back in the day, and we've had many conversations for many hours about just geeky Rareware shit and games that we grew up with.
Yes.
So I thought, hey, why don't we do a topic about that and talk about some of our old fun experiences with Rareware games.
Yes.
And junk.
Yes.
I'm going to go on a limb and assume, because many people of our age range grew up with those.
Age range? What do you mean by age range?
Like in our 20s or so, grew up with all those
Okay.
same games. So I will go on a limb and assume probably your first one in that, category or so was the Donkey Kong Country stuff. Would that be right?
I actually believe I got an N64 before I got an SNES.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then before you do that, I want to talk about my Donkey Kong Country experiences first, because I had a Super Nintendo. I had a Super Nintendo way late. Way late into the game.
Like how late?
I want to say like 95 maybe. So it had been out
Do you
for
want to
like
say it,
several
or
years.
is that actually true? Or are you just saying it because you want to say it?
I just wanted to. I just really no, I think I got mine like 94, 95. Like it's been several years. I think I got mine around when Super Mario RPG had come out. So it was a while.
Okay.
Or maybe like before. I don't know, whatever. Like later after it had come out in like 1990. So I picked up, I think I used to rent all three of them a lot, and I loved them. Donkey Kong Country 2 was the very first game I ever beat 100%. I had an NES and a Genesis before that. My sister played a lot of games. I think I mentioned on the show before. But Donkey Kong Country 2 was the first game where I got absolutely every single secret, every coin, every whatever, every balloon, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
And 100%ed it. 102%ed it, to be technical. Did you ever?
Isn't it 103?
No, that's 3. Well, no, actually,
okay.
no. Donkey Kong Country 3's final completion rate was 105% if you did certain things.
I think that's fucking ridiculous.
It's awesome.
No.
Did you ever 100% any of them?
No, I didn't. I didn't like. Well, technically speaking, the only game I ever played to the very end until like K. Rool. Is K. Rool the final boss in all three games?
Yes.
Okay. Was the first one.
Okay.
And I didn't necessarily care about percentage at that point. I just wanted to get to the end of the game because I was a little kid. I think I was about 11 years old. And at that point, I don't care for secrets. I just want to be able to play and beat the game.
That's fair.
So I think the only thing I tried to achieve at that point was completing it, not necessarily checking out for secrets or anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know what my final completion rate was on that. I'm assuming it's not going to be very high if I've just gone like through the levels to beat them all.
I think if you just beat the game without like really going out of your way, I think you get like 60% by the time you like beat the final boss. Well, also remember but did you play all three?
I know I completed one in its entirety. Then I acquired 3 from my brother. So I actually missed the in-between of 2, and it was a real, weird for me to go from 1 to 3 and then see that I'm not playing with Diddy and Donkey anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I'm playing with Dixie and
Kitty.
Kitty,
The third one. Yeah.
which is ridiculous. I don't know. But Funky was still in it, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was that. I never completed 3, and I never touched 2. I haven't played 2.
So you never saw even like well, 2 is the best one objectively. I actually 100%ed the first one on Wii U Virtual Console, which I can speedrun that game, by the way. I think my best time is like just under an hour or so.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. And then 3, I actually just 100%ed that one at JonTron's house recently, which was pretty cool.
Did you do it 1-player or 2-player? Because you can do it 2-player combined, can't you?
You can. I did not. I 100%ed it while he was editing and staying up until buttfuck o'clock in the morning.
How long did it take you to finish it?
I think a couple visits to his place. I don't remember. It was like several hours.
Oh, so you didn't do it in one sitting?
I don't think so. No,
But you did number two.
I think I did
in
most
one
of it and then picked up on the rest of it when I got back to
okay.
visit him again. But yeah.
Christ, I don't have that kind of dedication.
What else was there? Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing.
That was my first Rare game.
Okay. All right. Well, then
I was exposed to that before before I came into Banjo-Kazooie. My favorite character is Timber. I think he's really cute.
Timber,
cool.
right?
And he's got a cute little hat, which I think is really cool. I didn't understand Banjo. I thought originally Banjo-Kazooie came from Diddy Kong Racing.
They technically did.
Kind of, yeah. Well, he had his own game first, but they put him in. Like, he was meant to have his own game first.
Yeah.
And I like having the knowledge that Conker in Diddy Kong Racing is not the final Conker. It's the 12. It's 12. Is it 12 Tails Conker?
That was 12 Tails Conker 64, and then Conker's Quest. I think were two of the names they went through. See, it's so weird because now that we've met like Grant Kirkhope on we did the Witchow interview, and
I wasn't there for that one.
Oh, that's right, you weren't there.
No.
But it's funny like learning things from him later about like Diddy Kong Racing was made to like buy time for them to finish Banjo-Kazooie. And then the only reason Banjo-Kazooie was the way it was is because of Conker, and then that never came out, and then it eventually became Bedford. Diddy Kong Racing, like, okay, as a kid, and I think this is one of the first points that you and I kind of connected on. We always loved the secrets of those Rareware games, like all like the kind of hidden like weird like beta shit or like things that were kind of unexplained, and not just like stop and swap or whatever, but other kind of things like that.
Right.
And that always kind of intrigued me. Like I remember, I think I told you recently. Was a couple things about Diddy Kong Racing that I used to like, fuck around with was like, I'd always try to get up to like, oh, what's in that little village area up on top of the thing you can't reach in the Whizpig area? I want to go up. Maybe there's a thing up there. There's a secret or some shit.
Yeah.
And they make you think that because like, oh, you got to go find the keys, and those are like kind of secretive sort of areas too. It's like there
was actually an instance in my life where I got so angry because I was convinced that the key for the oh god, I can't remember the name. The fourth wheel, Dragon something.
Dragon Forest or something.
Dragon Forest or something. Yeah. I was convinced that the key was in Haunted Woods. And there's like, at the beginning of the level of the race, there is like a waterfall that you can go either direction around, left, right. I went round the right, and it's before you go into like the kind of like semi-castle hallway.
Yeah, little tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, I was convinced that it was somewhere on the right, but I needed to like run over a mine, because when you hit a mine, your character like bounces in the air and they like roll on the floor and shit.
Oh wow!
I was convinced that if I did that quick enough with a blue rocket, that I would propel myself over the over the ledge. And I got so fucking frustrated because I was like, "Oh, but it's so obviously over there. Why can't I get it?"
And then you were American when you were 10.
Yeah, and then I found out that it's actually behind the bridge in fucking Boulder Canyon.
No, it's above the bridge. You gotta like ring the bell.
That's what I mean.
Use a boost to get.
You gotta ring the bell, and then you gotta use the boot. Like, how fucking intuitive did Rare think kids were back then?
Okay, well here's a funny thing. I had the player's guide to Diddy Kong Racing. I don't know if you had
didn't.
This. Okay, no. But here's the thing. They didn't even make it easy. In the back of the player's guide was a section specifically for finding the keys, and it was like a little fold-out like treasure map thing. And they had like not like literally maps, but like illustrations of where in the different levels you'd have to get the key. It was like really cool, but it wasn't like, do this and then get the thing. And that's how you do it. It wasn't like direct. It was like you had to figure it out. I was like, that's cool. Like nobody does that ever anymore. So I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I would have appreciated just a fucking, a mini-map or something, like, the key is in this general area of this level, not, hey, pisshead, go see if you can find it.
Yeah, well, no, if you're just playing the game blind, you have no goddamn idea.
Well, no, the thing is, like, it's easy to find the key in the first level, because Ancient Lake, it's literally, if you just hold A on that first map, you're going to run into it. It is, like, straight ahead of you. Where was it in the Frosty Village?
It wasn't in Frosty Village. It was in the Snowball place.
Snowball Valley. You got to reverse.
Yeah. The little area that's like right next to the starting line.
And then the fucking Crescent Island. You have to swim out to sea to get that one.
Yeah, just around that. You know what I found out, by the way? Apparently, the guys working on Crash Team Racing, they like remade the Crescent Island level from Diddy Kong Racing for like testing purposes on that. Which was
really?
That was like a sin against Sony, for fuck's sake. They weren't allowed to do that, but they did it.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If I were to do a racing game, I'd rebuild probably like Spaceport Alpha or something. I love the music in that game. That level.
Star City.
What Star City? Oh, I forgot.
That's my favorite. That's my jam.
Isn't that meant to be like in Star City? Like if you go through the level, but like before you go into that sphere or whatever, apparently if you look the other way, there's meant to be like a Killer Instinct logo in a building.
It's in the city area at the end. Yeah. I told you that. I believe I did. Like years
I don't
ago.
know. I know there was a Killer Instinct level somewhere in that level.
Yeah, that's in there. And then
Killer Instinct.
And then I always just talk about like, the player's guide also said that there was some weird thing about like the pterodactyls and they're moving in some weird pattern. And then we have this joke of like, you gotta follow the pattern.
Follow the pattern. Follow the pattern.
And also we would quote Taj a lot. I've got something special for you.
I've got something special. I fucking love Taj. He's just so happy. He is unconditionally happy.
He's beautiful. And then they made him not
He's just
Indian.
chilling around the fucking air.
God. Let's see.
The scariest part of that game was driving. There are like certain areas that initiate a trigger of an additional track in the music. And I think it's somewhere around Taj or somewhere around like the entrance to Dino Domain, you get kids going, la 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 la. That always terrified me because it came out of nowhere.
So weird. Yeah, I remember that. I remember. They did a lot of that. The MIDI channel fanning. Like they did that in Banjo as well.
Did they? Where?
Yeah. What is it? In Gruntilda's lair. Like when you move around the different areas that have like the different.
That was but the thing is that was a transition to accommodate for the theme. It didn't get a chorus of fucking children going.
No, but I mean like it was the same kind of like technical thing that they did or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. Like especially when you go underwater and there is a like it. I don't know how they do it. I think it's really cool. But pretty much in except for Easy Peak, every single level when you go underwater, the music changes to accommodate it being underwater.
And I'm sure there probably is like an underwater version of that song that like it just exists in the game.
No, dude, there actually is. It is in Waz's Cave.
It might not even like be heard, and because that would be like an underwater version of the slow down cave theme too. Because there'd be like four different. That's the funny thing. There'd be like 4 different arrangements of it or whatever. Yeah, but like there's probably a regular one like just like hidden in the game somewhere, like just
in the coding.
Like, they probably made it for the sake of it. Banjo-Kazooie. Let's talk about that game.
Okay, cool. You go first.
Okay, so I loved that game.
Mm-hmm.
I was super obsessed with the stop and swap shit forever. Like hardcore. I remember Nintendo Power, which they didn't have any insight because Rare was super private back in the day. They didn't do interviews generally. They didn't do a whole lot of like behind the scenes shit or whatever. Nintendo Power found the codes to the stop and swap passwords that you'd put in like the sandcastle.
How does someone find that?
My assumption is it's like people more easily can do now where like they just dump ROMs and they just find coding. Like people have found like the ice key like is mentioned in the code of Donkey Kong 64 somewhere.
What?
So they're like, oh wait, what was it? That's all they know is just the code. The word ice key is in the coding of DK64 somewhere.
Seriously.
My assumption it was something like that, but they just didn't reveal that that's how they did it because it's kind of not legal.
Okay.
But yeah, they published all the codes in an issue of Nintendo Power, and said, hey, you can actually just get all of the eggs and the ice key in the game if you put these codes in the sandcastle. And it's like, oh shit, cool. And I did it, and I had them, and then finding out like a decade later, like what the originally intended purpose for those was, and that they basically served it in Banjo-Tooie anyway. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think it was cool what they were trying to do, like integrate between the two games because obviously, Christ, we're going back to what 96, 97?
Yeah, I think so.
With the N64, the technology that we have now didn't exist to anywhere like what we had back then. But like, I don't know. I think it's cool that they have that in, but they kind of shoehorned it in with like, how much have you played of Nuts and Bolts?
I never played Nuts and Bolts.
You never played it. Okay. In Nuts and Bolts, Bottles is in there, and he says like, oh, if you give me this amount of notes, I will tell you the secret to Stop and Swap.
Yeah. They did that in Banjo Pilot too. It's like, why don't you stop playing this game and swap it for a nice book or something? They make the same kind of joke.
Yeah.
It's a little middle finger to people. Whatever. Well, then they released Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie on Xbox Live Arcade and basically made it work.
Yeah.
Which is fine, which is whatever. It was just neat. It was just really neat. And, I don't know if I probably haven't mentioned this on Kirblog before. A lot of my dreams...
You dream about Banjo-Kazooie.
I know, Banjo-Kazooie dreams. My actual dreams... Like, I go to, like... The most interesting thing about my dreams, to me, personally, are the locations I go to. And I've been to a lot of places in my head, like at night, that are... sounds really psychotic.
This is interesting.
In my head at night that look like Rareware, like N64 kind of like levels.
Okay.
Like Gobi Valley, Angry Aztec kind of deserty sort of areas and stuff like that, and other kind of like rearranged thing. I don't know. It's weird. Like something about that was always very striking to me. I think that was something that was really memorable about those games, and like the staying power of them is like those like you were just talking about the haunted castle or whatever level from Diddy Kong Racing. I immediately knew every single like inch of what you were talking about in the description of that stage.
Yeah, no, they really made an effort to make every level so different and vivid. Especially when you consider like the third world. What is it? Something Bay?
The beach, Sherbet Island or something.
Sure, but I mean, how much can you fucking do with water and a fucking hovercraft?
All of them were great. All
of them were great. And then that fucking oh, you can be silver coin challenge.
Quality voice.
I always got a little bit scared by the first guy, the dino.
Tricky.
Yeah, is that his name?
That's Tricky, dude. That was Tricky before Star Fox Adventures. Where are we going? Dum-de-dum. Used to reign over Dino Domain.
Yeah.
Hi there, I'm TT.
I was convinced that my game was bugged because I didn't understand like the concept of a challenge in this kind of way, but I always thought okay, bear with me, I know I'm explaining it terribly. I didn't understand why all the bosses were leaving before TT said go.
Oh yeah, they cheated. Yeah,
I always thought like my game must be broken.
Well, that's about as much time as we got to talk about shit, so I think I'm gonna wrap this up, but
okay,
please everybody in the comments tell us, did you grow up with any Rareware games? There's plenty that we haven't talked about. We didn't talk about Jeff.
Why are you talking like William Shatner?
I don't know, but we didn't talk about GoldenEye or Jet Force Gemini or...
Because those games fucking suck.
Battletoads. No, they don't. They're all great.
No, I don't.
Battletoads. No, now they make, Kinect Wii Sports.
Do they?
They do. In the comments, everybody, please tell us. Did you have any experiences with these games? Tell us. Leave in the comments. And if you got any suggestions for future Kirblog topics, maybe even a future one with Shadyvox, please
probably
tell us.
Not a good
Also,
idea.
Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, etc. Meanwhile,
and just hit him in general. Just hit him.
Or hit me. Yes, do that. Also, please go check out Tome Short number 5, Raccoon's Modern Strife. Go watch that because Devin Mack and I worked real hard on it. It's quite funny. And also, please, if you haven't yet, go donate to the Tome Season 2 fundraiser. And I'll have some annotations here. Go do that.
Ooh.
And Shady, would you like a plug to your channel or something, your Bandcamp or something?
No, because I have too much dignity.
Okay, well, I already put the annotation here so you can fucking deal with it.
Oh,
Thank you for joining me very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Touch my butt.
Okay.